Well, hi everybody. What a beautiful day this is. This is Sunday, Memorial Day weekend. I'm located in the San Diego area and it is just so beautiful here. And I just woke up this morning feeling wonderful, grateful, happy to be alive, happy to be so blessed that everybody in my family's healthy. I know a lot of, told you I use an exercise where I wake up thanking God, but this morning it was just like I just felt full of blessings the minute I woke up, and I thought, why are you so happy? A lot of people are just happy naturally, but I asked, and so I just thought, oh, you're just so lucky. You're so lucky. You know, you got a second chance on life after you fell and broke your femur in two and whatever. And I just thought you're just so lucky. And I think I'm also pretty high because I finally got to see my daughter a couple of days ago. We talked about it and decided if we were going to see each other that this is probably the safest time in case this outbreak comes back really heavy. And you know, she, like I said, I mentioned before, she works at Children's Hospital, and which doesn't have as much COVID as a lot of the other hospitals, but she still didn't want to be around me. She was afraid she might hurt me. But anyway, I not only got to see her, she came over and got a massage, and I was just high for the whole 2 hours that I was giving her a massage. It was so wonderful, not only getting to see a beloved of yours, but to get to actually touch her and bring that love and healing through. It was, I think that's why I feel so good. It's been 2 days, but I still feel high from it. And another reason I'm feeling really good, I might just blame this on Mark, is Mark, there's a guy that lives in San Francisco. I'm sure he wouldn't care if I said that. But anyway, his name is Mark Rhodes, and I've been doing readings for him on the phone, and every time I talk to him, he just really picks me up. And I think he just picked me up so much yesterday that he gave me a whole new outlook on life. So if you're watching, Mark, thank you so much. And I had a message when I was meditating this morning, and I've always said that out of all the archangels I work with Michael, but it's really funny. It's kind of like feeling like Jesus is too busy to spend time with you because he's special, not realizing he can be everywhere at all times. But the same way with the archangels. So I thought, well, is that really you? And he says, well, why wouldn't it be? And that's when I thought, oh, okay, I'm worthy. But he told me, I wrote it down because I'm so bad at this once I get something like this, if I don't write it down. He said, the battle's over and done, and it's going to be better. And so I asked myself, which was actually him when you're in this meditation mode, how could that be? Because I really felt personally that there's going to be a couple of more really bad bouts of this. But I just heard, just clear as day, 2 different vaccines found that are both going to work. So he didn't say, you know, it doesn't mean like it's over tomorrow and that this isn't coming back, but help is not only on the way, it's already here. So anyway, that made me feel really good, and this felt like it was really from Spirit, so I'm just hoping that that comes into fruition. And another thing, in ancient times, when the plague was over, they'd celebrate by having a whole lot of wine and having orgies for a week or two. So please text me the address when this starts. Anyway, that's a joke my daughter told me, and I thought it was so cute, and I probably messed it up because oh yeah, when she told me it was so cute, she says, I'm just asking for a friend. But I don't think I could have fooled you guys. You'd have known I was asking for me. So, everybody's always else has already read on everything that I could possibly come up with, but let's get my version of it. And just a quick one to get it over with, is this hydroxychloroquine. I know you're all tired of hearing about it. I'm tired of hearing about it. But when all these other leaders start hawking it too, I thought, okay, there's a bunch of money involved. Somebody's getting paid off. So I'm just going to do four crossed on there. We're going to make this a quick one. Since that card fell out, and it was the moon, which means that he's lying. We knew that. You don't mess around with something like that when you're my age. And he's got more health problems than I do. I don't even take any heart medication or anything for my blood pressure or my cholesterol or anything else. So that I'm really lucky. I take a blood thinner and that's it, and that's because I had ablations done. What I was going to ask, okay. Was he taking this? And I just thought, of course not. But we got the Chariot in the past. If he wasn't taking it, he was seriously thinking about taking it. Or maybe he took it a few days in the past. I don't know, because he was going forward on it like crazy, like he was even all into it. The present, no, he's not taking it. He knows it's a bunch of bullshit. And it was to make money. Got the King of Pentacles here. Upside down. To make money. No matter who he hurt doing it. And in the future, we are going to find out why they push this so much. And since all those other government leaders pushed it too, and I think 4 out of the 6 were dictators, you know that somebody's pockets were getting full. The money was probably already being put in accounts before it even came up. So that's what there is there. I'm putting these back in here upside down right now. Let's put them right side up. The next thing I've got down here was Michael Cohen in his book. Michael Cohen and his book. Michael Cohen and his book. I'm going to grab these over here closer to grab in case I run a timer. Mr. Cohen and his book. I can't wait for it to come out. I know at one time I wanted to buy this crazy guy with a mustache. I couldn't wait for his book to come out, but I wouldn't pay 2 cents for that. But now after him screwing us over one more time by not going ahead and bringing it out like he should have, I'd never pay a penny for that book. So I hope they paid him dearly, and he probably did. He probably got bunches of money for not bringing that book out. What was that guy that I've never seen a war he didn't want to get into? You know who I'm talking about. He was Secretary of Defense, I guess. I can see him, but I can't bring the name forward. But let's see what about this book of Michael Cohen. Is he writing a book? I think I'll do a long reading on him. I like him. I want to see what he's doing anyway. there's something about his persona that reminds me of and I know he was an asshole, totally. But as the neglected child wanting to fit in, I can't explain it quite, but there's something about him that makes me almost feel sorry for him. Oh, gee. So anyway, let's see what Michael Cohen's up to. He's really trying to get his, I would say, yeah, he's writing this book already. He's trying to get all his information straight, trying to get it all figured out, trying to see what's going on. Yeah. Yeah, he is. He's writing one. But he's even wanting to get his facts straight. This is watching your money grow, but he also knows the more truthful this book is, the more apt it is, the better it will sell. He's gone that far because his wife's kicked him down that road to where I feel like he's totally reformed almost, if there's such a thing as a man ever reforming, because of his wife and family. I think that he really felt like he screwed up bad, especially when it was all brought to the surface. Maybe he was living in denial before all this happened, who knows, but he was just born to be a pleaser, I guess, or raised that way. So yeah, he's looking at everything on this, and the influence and obstacles over this right now is the government, the president, whatever. This higher plan is never the president, but it's the higher ups that are making him feel actually even unsafe. I'm getting an unsafe feeling here. That's why he's thinking so much about this. I think that he's really trying to protect himself and maybe sending this out, everything he writes, all of his records, everything else, seeing if he can make copies and get it out in 2 different directions. I don't know what kind of equipment you have in a normal jail, not that much to do anything, but in the type of jail he's in, he may have some ways to make copies of things and everything else, and I'm sure, hopefully, he's sending them out there with his lawyer or somebody that comes to see him. And the foundation of this situation is he knows where all the, he's not a spy in the camp anymore. He's out of the camp, but he knows where everything is, and he's trying to make this as accurate as possible. As accurate as possible. He's just going to bring it out. This is truth and patience. He knows and known in the past, this is the recent past in this type of reading, it's in the 4th house, but he knows that he has to have patience. He's in such a hurry, and he'd like to just get out there so quick, but he knows that it's going to take time if he's going to do this right. And that's why he's looking over his crop here. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. When this book comes out, it's even going to change some of the Trump followers. So it'd be nice if part of it could come out before the election, even though it was just highlights from it. Wouldn't that be nice? Because this is going to, not that the world doesn't already think Trump's probably the lowest snake ever to crawl the earth, but they're really going to, it's really going to be an exposure. It's not going to be one of those teasers. It's going to come out and tell the world what was going on. Which is great, because Michael Cohen's going to make more money than he ever dreamed of. It's going to be like almost by accident. All of his life he wanted to be a player, and he's going to end up having more money than Trump before this is all over, because a lot of Trump's money's going down the drain with a lot of bad business deals, whatever. He's finally they're coming to collect on him, is my feeling, before this is over. I mean, not maybe before the presidency's over, but after the election, when he's out of there. So what he wants is justice. That's all he's thinking about. So that's another reason why he's really contemplating and taking his time with this book and then trying to figure out the best way to put it out there and the best way to put everything out there. So justice is coming for this book. And we got the Page of Pentacles here. He's got somebody helping from the outside, maybe somebody besides his lawyer that he's given copies of this to. But somebody that's going to help him and he's going to reward him for it is actually helping with this. People around him in his environment, people taking care of him, and I'm sure his lawyer too is included in there. And he's really afraid of the dark side of government. And when I say the dark side of government, I'm talking about Bill Barr and that kind of stuff. I mean, he knows what happened to Epstein. You know, I guess you're not supposed to say his name either, but they know what happened to Epstein. And he don't want to end up in the same place. That's why he's sneaking that out of there. But he's really wanting justice to come through. And justice will be coming through. But his biggest fear is that he's in danger because of the higher ups. So I feel like he's going to be out of jail, and this book is coming out as soon as Biden or whoever runs against Trump comes into office. And I'm not saying I don't think it's going to be Biden. I'm even hoping it's Biden. I'm hoping he can hold it together and get through there and pick a great VP to help really put him through. There's something to enthuse some people more. But anyway, yeah, he's definitely, it's going to take him just some more of a waiting game. But from what I understand, those prison seasons not that bad anyway. But anyway, yeah, it looks like Michael's future is going to be pretty good, and we're all going to be grateful because we're going to finally find out some of the crap that was going on that they were trying to keep away from us and everybody else. Although, once he's out of office, I'm not even sure I'd be interested in reading one word about the asshole. So, what do we got down here next? I got Mitch McConnell. Will he lose his seat? Doesn't have much of one anyway. But anyway, you know what I mean. Is he going to lose? I feel like hopefully, most people are just really not paying any attention. I feel like he will, they're definitely going to lose the Senate, so he wouldn't be the kingpin. But this is for his seat in Kentucky. Are they going to get smart and throw his ass out? My second husband was from Kentucky, and they're really hard-headed. And a lot of them are hard-headed and wrong thinking. Very prejudiced. But he was a nice person. I'm not saying he wasn't a nice person. It's just, it's like a different world between where I live in Kentucky, and there was a lot of nice people in Kentucky. But, which brings, I just want to see, is he gonna, I'm gonna do a short one on him. I'm not gonna bore everybody with a long one. Is he gonna lose his seat? Oh, come on, let's just do a whole one on him. Man, he's made so much freaking, made enough money for 10 people already. His whole card is the Nine of Pentacles. Between him and his thieving wife, they're cleaning up quick. And this was all planned out. All this, you know, to get these judges in and to stay in there as long as he could, just to see what he could do to screw up our government, to get rid of our democracy, to get it all going one-sided. Back to where women had no control at all, not even of their bodies at all. So, definitely planned out everything he's done. It hadn't happened by accident. The foundation of this reading is a star. I hate to see that there, but in my other readings I did for years and years, this was always the health card. This position in the third house. He doesn't look too unhealthy. He does look a little healthier than he has for a long time, or either he's had some face work done. But maybe the foundation of the situation is he's worrying himself to see if he can stay in there, because I know he has to be worried. Nobody can be as corrupt as he is and pull the crap that he's pulled, especially when we have a president running around with his hair on fire and think that that seat is that secure. So I think he is wondering if he's going to still have that seat, or if the Senate's going to go the other way. He's been worried about judgment, so that's what I just said. I was naming that, spelling this out before it came up. He's worried about judgment catching up with him. And he's also, here's the Page of Cups, he's also worried about dead fish. Sometimes this is a good card, but in this position, this is above the reading. He's been, what's that old saying? Dead fish and relatives both smell after 3 days. Well, he's been in the Senate a whole hell of a lot longer than 3 days. So that's when they come to visit you, by the way, when they're staying with you. But he stayed in that Senate a long time, so no, it's time for him to go. And he knows it. He knows it. People are getting nostalgic for the government the way it used to be when it worked before he got in there. And this is Mitch McConnell we're talking about, in case I've lost my train of thought. He really worries about Trump a lot. He thought when he came in there he was a useful idiot. And that's kind of been what he's been. But at the same time, he's just screwed things up so bad that he's still worried that he might end up in trouble because of Trump. That's what's going on with that. He's going to get some kind of offer, and I don't have a clue what that'll be. Let's see what's going on inside of him. Oh, he's still a musician. Magic man. Magician. Not. Anyway, you know what I mean. I have trouble saying that word. And I'll always have trouble. I've had trouble all my life. I can't even blame that one on my dementia. But anyway, yeah, he's worried. He's trying to figure out how he's going to rob Peter to pay Paul or whatever. Not that he has to rob anybody, he's got so much money, but pull the blindfold over the people's eyes. And the outcome is an offer, so I can't imagine him not running for, I mean, even if he knows that his chances. But if he really thinks, by the time the election comes, if he really thinks that he might lose, they're going to offer him to pull out of there and push somebody else. That sounds so out of kilter. I mean, that just doesn't even sound real to me. But I think that's what they're going to do. I think they're going to see if he's really in the hole really bad, I think they're going to see if he'll help him switch and put somebody else in there to get another Republican in there. So anyway, that's what I feel like's going on with those. Or that's what the cards, whatever, that's what I'm getting out of these cards here. Right at the end of this video, I'm going to put a really quick shot, because everybody asked for more shots of my grandson. It's just really, it's only 2 seconds, and it's about a second and a half of him chasing a wild turkey in his backyard. He lives in Boston, or in the Boston area, and he loves it because he's got a big glass window inside too, where he can see all these animals out in his backyard. I mean, sometimes when I was up there was even a fox out in the backyard. I was just shocked. Well, the name of the town I think is Foxborough. Couldn't remember the name of the town, but now that's there. All right, Grandma. Of course, I'm a great grandma, so I can do that. So anyway, so then I'm going to read on Lindsey Graham, see what he's up to, and I should be watching the clock because these videos are getting harder and harder to put up. But I'm going to read on Lindsey Graham. What's going on with him? Is he going to see his seat safe? Is Lindsey's seat safe? Is Lindsey's seat safe? Well, he thinks it is. He's got the Ace of Cups here. He doesn't appear to be worried about it, where I think if I was him, I would be worried about it. I'm going to take a break for just a second. I'm going to walk over and get that sun out of my eyes. Tried to walk over there with my mic on. Not on, but hooked to me. Nothing like being a dawdler. So yeah, he's got the Ace of Cups here. So he's either in a better position than he thinks he is, or either he thinks he's in a great position. Not sure which one on that. He knows if he wins that, it's going to be an uphill battle. And the hell of it is, he's not carrying these wands the right way. That's the hardest way to carry him. Instead of going towards Trump, he should be getting as far away from him as he can. That's why he's making this so hard for himself. His strength comes from his femininity, and we all know he's feminine, and I feel personally it'd be very hard to get your strength from your femininity if you don't want to admit your femininity. I'll put it that way. That's the nicest thing I could think of to say. So, in the near past, he felt like he was in the right place. Now he's feeling like he's in deep doo-doo. Trump knows some secrets on him, enough to where he can just abuse him like a... We used to call him redheaded stepchild. And I wasn't a stepchild, but I was redheaded, so I can't. So I'm not picking on nobody when I say that. And I have 3 beautiful children. My son's redheaded, and he is gorgeous. But anyway... When I was growing up, redheads weren't popular. After I got grown up, they got more popular. But anyway, yeah, he getting abused there by Trump. But I don't think he's going to get to keep his seat, because in the near future, justice is coming through. And if justice comes through from him, he ain't going to be able to keep that seat. Yeah, he's looking at the money he's got put back to see if he's got enough to last him if he gets kicked out of there. Somebody's making him an offer that he doesn't want. I don't think they're going to make him an offer to back out of his seat, but somebody's making him an offer that he's not quite ready to take yet. And he's going to have to be really careful for his health. All this stuff is, even if he's got this feminine energy and feminine strength, all this stuff has just really pulled his health down to nothing. So it doesn't look. He's got the Justice card here, and him going the wrong direction. But he still thinks he's got a chance. But it doesn't look like he's going to keep his seat. Let's all cross our fingers for whatever we want from that. Anybody watching this channel, I'm sure it's crossing him that he don't keep his seat. So I'm going to do one more really quick because I know this has got to be getting long. The post office. I'm just going to do 4 quick ones, and then I'm going to come back and do an in-depth one on the post office. But I'm just going to do some, well, I'm going to grab these back. I like these cards. Let's just see what's, I'm just scared to death that even if they don't close it down, that now that Trump's got his hands on it, that he'll frick it up so bad that it won't even be operating correctly enough by the time the election comes, enough for people to be able to vote by mail. Or either they'll be, you know, pulling ballots and stuff like they did back at the Kennedy election. Remember, a lot of those got dropped on the ground and found 6 weeks later. But they weren't for him. None of those votes were for him. They were for the other guy. And I loved Kennedy, and first president I ever voted for, or actually campaigned a little bit for. I was just barely 18, but at the same time, if his dad hadn't helped with the votes, I don't think he would have got in there. Okay, so we're talking about the post office, and I'm just going to do a quick one here. In the past, they've always been a hero, and I know in the last 20 years since I've really, or 30 years, I can't believe how accurate the post office has been. All the time I lived at that house in El Centro, when I first lived there, because I lived there 50 years, but the first 20 years they were always getting things screwed up. In the last 30 years, I don't think anything got misplaced or not taken to the right place, and it's been the same way since I've lived here. So they've really been great. At least they're efficient, and they would be efficient with money too if they hadn't passed that law that they have to have enough money to pay people's retirement for 75 years before they're even brought on. Anyway, it's ridiculous. They've been trying, that was done by the Republican Party. They've been trying to get rid of the post office before Trump got in there. And this is probably a McConnell bill too, because anything they can get their hands on to privatize, they can suck it dry. So then we got the present, this has got Trump upset because he was planning on Russia coming in and helping him with this election really hard and heavy. I keep hearing from somebody that Ivanka bought machines for the election in China. I don't know, but anyway, they were planning on going their way, and they're really upset because this virus is getting in their way, and a lot of states are going to be voting by mail. The challenge is the truth coming out. There's going to be a lot of stuff coming out. People are really going to jump on the side of the post office more than we ever imagined. And even maybe Congress is going to do their job. Maybe the House is going to do their job and really do it and really make sure and protect it. Let's hope so. Let's hope somebody keeps a watch on that, because we got the Page of Wands there. And of course, here's the outcome. People fighting. So they're going to be fighting right up to the end over these votes through the mail. So anyway, I got to get off of here, and I hope everybody is doing great, and when they're little. But anyway, if anybody would like a personal reading, you can get a hold of me at lynntarotreadings@gmail.com. lynntarotreadings@gmail.com. And I may put that picture of my grandson chasing the turkey in the backyard on the front, and put the picture on the back of the video. But anyway, bye bye now. I I hope everybody's feeling as good as I am today, and I hope everybody, I'm just so thankful. I'm as thankful I'm as healthy as I am. I'm thankful I can get around, and anyway, I hope you're all doing good. Just hope you're doing good. And thank you so much for all the help you've given me. Bye bye now.